Welcome to our countdown of the top 10 US presidents of all time. Throughout American history, there have been many remarkable leaders who helped shape the country into what it is today. These 10 presidents stand out for their exceptional leadership, contributions to American society, and lasting legacies. At number 10, we have James K. Polk. Serving from 1845 to 1849, Polk is often overlooked, but he accomplished many significant feats during his time in office. He oversaw the annexation of Texas, expanded U.S. territory through the Mexican-American War, and successfully negotiated the Oregon Treaty with Great Britain. He was a master of foreign policy and expanded the United States more than any other president except for Thomas Jefferson. Next up, at number 9, is Harry S. Truman. Serving from 1945 to 1953, Truman faced some of the most challenging times in American history. He became president during the final months of World War II and made the difficult decision to drop atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. He also oversaw the Marshall Plan to rebuild Europe after the war and the desegregation of the U.S. armed forces. He was a decisive leader who always put the interests of the country first. Coming in at number 8 is Theodore Roosevelt. Serving from 1901 to 1909, Roosevelt was a larger-than-life figure who championed conservation and trust-busting. He aimed to balance the interests of business, labor, and consumers with his square deal policies. He was also a skilled diplomat who helped negotiate an end to the Russo-Japanese War, earning him the Nobel Peace Prize. Number 7 is John F. Kennedy. Serving from 1961 until his assassination in 1963, Kennedy is remembered for his charisma, youthful energy, and vision of a more just and peaceful world. He successfully navigated the Cuban Missile Crisis and launched the Peace Corps. He also made important strides in civil rights and inspired a generation to get involved in public service. At number 6 is Dwight D. Eisenhower. Serving from 1953 to 1961, Eisenhower was a military hero who pushed for civil rights and warned of the dangers of the military-industrial complex. He oversaw the construction of the interstate highway system, signed the Civil Rights Act of 1957, and launched the first U.S. satellite into orbit. He was a steady, experienced leader who kept the country strong during a turbulent time. Number 5 is Thomas Jefferson. Serving from 1801 to 1809, Jefferson was one of the founding fathers who doubled the size of the country with the Louisiana Purchase and championed the ideals of liberty, democracy, and religious freedom. He was a brilliant writer who authored the Declaration of Independence, and he helped establish the University of Virginia. He was a true Renaissance man who had a profound impact on American society and culture. Franklin D. Roosevelt comes in at number 4. Serving from 1933 until his death in 1945, Roosevelt led America through the Great Depression and World War II with his New Deal policies and creation of Social Security. He expanded the power of the federal government to help alleviate the suffering of the American people during the Depression, and he led the country to victory in the war against fascism. He was a masterful communicator who delivered some of the most memorable speeches in American history. Number 3 is Abraham Lincoln. Serving from 1861 until his assassination in 1865, Lincoln faced the greatest crisis in U.S. history, the Civil War. He preserved the Union, abolished slavery, and delivered some of the most stirring speeches in American history, including the Gettysburg Address and the Second Inaugural Address. At number 2, we have George Washington. Serving from 1789 to 1797, Washington was the first president of the United States and played an instrumental role in establishing the country's political and social systems. He led the Continental Army to victory in the Revolutionary War and presided over the Constitutional Convention. He set a standard for the presidency that is still followed today, and he was widely revered for his integrity, leadership, and patriotism. And finally, at number 1, we have Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Serving from 1933 until his death in 1945, Roosevelt was a transformative leader who redefined the role of the federal government and helped shape American society for generations to come. He led the country through the Great Depression with his New Deal policies, and he guided America to victory in World War II. He also championed civil rights and created Social Security. He was a master of communication, using radio to deliver his famous fireside chats to the American people. He was a visionary leader who left an indelible mark on American history. So there you have it, our top 10 US presidents of all time. Each of these leaders made significant contributions to American society and helped shape the country into what it is today.